Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. I am here with you today at much earlier than yesterday's episode. That's right, it's 3:37 a.m. today. Yeah, I know. Ooh, buddy, really making strides. But I'm here. I'm ready. It's Monster Train, baby. Let's go. How you doing? I'm not doing too bad. Hanging in there as usual. Hope you're doing well as well. It is October 4th, late night. It's like a Sunday going into a Monday? Yeah, it's a Monday tomorrow. I have a meeting. Anyway, I'm ready to play some Monster Train. I've been having some good runs lately. Last Queen run was a bit of a high roll, one might say. I would say so. It was nice. I feel like I dread this character the most. I think she is one of the weaker ones, but also if you hit Transcend Imp, you win the game for free. So, just do that, I guess. Not that hard. The intros are getting shorter, and I don't I just don't have much to say lately. I it's really just a byproduct of the fact that I have not done much of note in the last 3 days. What did I do for the last 3 days? Well, I was off of stream for the last 2 days. So I had a meeting yesterday with one of my group project groups, and after that meeting was over, I played Final Fantasy 14. And that's what I did on Friday as well. I had a meeting. I think I had a meeting on Friday. What did I do on Friday? No, I did a project on Friday. And then I played Final Fantasy 14. It's weird because I feel like I have not been doing very much lately. Like, productive. I've been making these videos every day. I've been feeling... I'm not losing motivation. I just feel like I'm not doing anything. But I am. I'm doing these videos and I'm keeping up on school and all of that. But I feel like I should be doing more. MMOs do that to me, where I play a lot of them in my free time and then go, shouldn't I have done something else? Well, no, not really. Just jumping around between 3 or 4 different video games doesn't really make a difference. I'm still, I shouldn't feel more productive. Anyway, said this intro was getting shorter. Who is this guy? I'm gonna ask you your question for the day and I'm gonna get running on the run here. Today's question, a very broad topic, but I just ate the rest of that stir fry I talked about making yesterday, and the main protein in that stir fry was shrimp. So I want to talk about seafood today. What's your favorite seafood? I'm sure I've talked about fish in the past as a whole. It's a big part of culture around here, but it's reasonable because I live near the Great Lakes. Lots of people love their freshwater fish. I've never been fishing personally. You know what? Better seafood question, actually. Forget what's your favorite seafood. Have you ever been fishing? That's a much better question. I have not, but I think I would like to go fishing at least one point in my life. I'm sure there's ways to fish without killing the fish. I should go fishing one day. That's a thing for me to do sometime far in the future. If you've never been fishing or you don't want to answer the fishing question for whatever reason, you can just talk to me. It's a fish episode. You can talk to me about your favorite seafood, or if you hate seafood, just comment a smiley face, and that'll work too. Anyway, let's start the run. But no, I haven't been fishing. My favorite seafood is probably perch. It's a big fish around here. Probably perch, maybe salmon. Actually, it's been tilapia lately. Tilapia over white rice. Oof. That's a good meal. Alright, let's roll. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're Exile Awoken, Exile Hellhorned, Pushback Talos, Failure Arcus, Diligent Seraph, Restoration Detonation, Hornbreak, Invigorating Solution. During the first combat as well. Hey, we're Exile Hellhorned. I will click Queen's Tail. Seems good. If this is another Transcendent run, honestly, so be it. I'll play it again. I really don't like Predator that much. I have been feeling very good about Thornlord lately. I'm down to play Predator. Do we have a damage starter? We don't, but we have Hellhorn, so we can play Rage. I'll play Predator this time. He's Animus of Speed with 30 base HP, which is okay. He's like Animus of Speed starting with a large stone, actually. Better way to put it. I guess I can go through a few channel update ideas at the start of this run. Not really updates per se, but what's coming up, what's on the horizon. Let me make my decisions about this combat. I want to play bottom floor because I want to get value out of the Queen's Impling. And just get the enemies dying quicker. It's a weird idea, but I feel like it's right to do this. It makes sense to me to just drop bottom floor, let these imps get dying, and move on. So yeah, coming up for the channel, roughly 20 days from now, a little-known game called Darkest Dungeon 2 will be entering early access, and I will definitely be playing that. I think I'll be making a few YouTube videos on it and playing it on stream. I'll see how much I take to it, kind of like I did with Griftlands. But that's coming up, and I do kill this guy. Good draw. Other than that, anything else interesting? Got some fun. I got a... No, not really, actually. I got Phoenix Wright going, but Phoenix Wright has been a pain because I've been having big internet issues. Charter's been fighting with me, and so the VODs are very disjointed, and I have to download and edit them together. And yeah, after that, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing. Diligent Seraph. I think I'm going to grab Preserved Thorns. Every time I take Glimmer, I end up on a Shattered Shell line, so let's make it so we don't play Shattered Shell by skipping Glimmer here. Preserved Thorns is pretty good. I like Welder Helper, probably. Yeah, I'll take Welder Helper. These are 3 units. I like Steelworker here if I'm going to play an Animus of Will idea for Wendleton. Steelworker works. He can frontline. That's fine. I do need a source of rage now. Multi-strike plus 25. Alright, Monster Train. I'll play fucking Apex Imp. God damn. Game is very persistent. It is a shame that I can't afford this multi-strike. A darn shame. I don't think there's anything I could do about that. In no universe do I ever catch that collector. It's not like I willingly skipped it. I would have liked to have had the money. But that's okay. I have Steelworker. They show me Apex Imp. I've been good. I've resisted the siren song of Apex Imp enough times. I'm taking it today. I've done my time not clicking on Apex Imp. I'm clicking him today. You can't stop. I do think that Apex Imp is very strong. I think he's a little awkward to play at times. Like in this run he might be a little awkward to play, but for the most part, I'm going to click on armor, and that's it, really. Like, we're really strong. Put this Apex Imp down behind Wendleton and cash in. Okay, I was going to play bottom floor. However, with this enemy being infused, we will play top floor instead to buy us more time. Apex Imp also triggers Queen's Tail. But 2 extra turns for this unit to, or not this unit, 2 extra turns for Apex Imp to give himself 10 armor. Will make a pretty big difference because that's 10 rage. Don't forget my Queen's Implings are free. That is something I'm telling you now, and that's something that's important to remember later when deciding what to remove. Queen's Impling, the first one is free, so it has reached a bit of a foregone power sort of situation where... Oh yeah, this does make sense. I take 4 here, and... Actually... 30 puts you to... I miss it just barely, right? I have 32 damage represented here. I'm off by 3 for the kill on the Forged Disciple. But that's alright, because I can work on the next one. And that is acceptable. I was saying something else there, but then I had to actually talk out that turn, see if I was missing anything important. And now I don't remember what I was saying. However, it's alright. Yeah, so long term for this run is going to be 1 space, probably play 3 Apex Imps, click any card that says armor, move on with our day. I think that the biggest thing to do here is not get overconfident in Apex Imp. He can still lose me this run if I'm not cautious. But it's a tough ask, you put it like that. Razor Sharp, Restoration, Detonation, Glimmer. I don't need these cards. Razor Sharp Edge has a place in the run before Apex Imp. After Apex Imp, I don't need this card. I can skip it. Impolate, huh? This is interesting because I said I'd click any card that says armor. However, Welder Helper, if I'm playing 3 Apex Imps with space, Welder Helper doesn't fit on that run. It's a strong point. I think I'd rather take Impolate here. Although Impolite falls off pretty heavily if I cut these Queens Implings out, which I might end up doing. Likely I will end up doing. I'm going to click Welder Helper. I think 2 Apex Imps and a Welder Helper is fine as well. Next duplicate's not until... or it's not after Fel or Arcus in this case, so I don't mind going to the steel shop here so that I can see another... so I can see a steel shop before the duplicate. I can have 3 Apex Imps with no upgrades, or I can have 2 with upgrades. I am so good at this game. I wonder if I take double space and I just put both of them behind Wendleton. That might be good. That might actually be the best idea. 2 space upgrades and then I just let Wendleton act as enchant quick. That seems good, actually, the more that I think about it. Could give him plus 25 for that idea. There's a quick here. Can I get 5 gold? If I get 5 gold, yeah. Okay. So I just take the quick here. And then I play 3 instead. Single upgrade, fine. Maybe even double space still. 3 imps and Welder Helper goes in as well. Oh, wow. I guess I can play History of the World actually. And I don't really care that much where I play. If I Huh. Maybe this is wrong. It's interesting, that's for sure. I don't think I want to take Capricious Reflection here. Why is that? Very important reason not to take Capricious Reflection here. You know I love Capricious Reflection. It's a very fun relic. I usually take it. This can put damage on Branding Right, and that's really bad. I want Branding Right to not do 25 damage. So I'm going to take Wing Steel as a result. Wing Steel, similarly good, doesn't have the chance to brick one important card. Yeah, I don't really have any fears on this run right now. Most important thing I want to make sure I do is put Steelwork or Apex in front now with all of this extra space. Because... wow, I have so much card draw. And it's card draw that goes around the 10 card limit. I can draw 12 cards in a turn. Wait, Apex Imp should go in front because of Welder Helper. I overdrew. Oops. It's actually good. I don't think I need that many stings, to be honest. And I do not want you to push back. This would be a run that could potentially have gotten Tata Talos. I don't think it would. I think it would come up a little short, but pretty close. You're scary. I go 3 Predator now, and he's my backline option, Wendleton. We can make like a bit of a sandwich. Either way, I'm gonna end turn through the rest of this combat if you don't mind. I could sit here and I could min-max playing Root Seeds or whatever, but statistically speaking, there is no enemy in this fight that can hurt me at this point. I guess Talos can. Barely. I already played my Welder Helpers though, so the pushback doesn't matter. Ah, but with the pushback, it actually does matter because now Wendleton and the Welder Helpers, their attack doesn't hurt anything. So I should make sure I look out for that and kill these enemies. Okay. So it did matter a little bit. Not too crazy though. Do I take Transcendent if it's shown to me here? Probably not. I guess you could. Let's see. Alright. Good deal. I'll just take Ally of the Ancients. That's a good card. Consumer of Crowns. Oh, we do have a draw priority imp. And I do have +3 space on my floors. Sorry, Consumer of Crowns, not today. I don't really need any of these upgrades now. I have energy, fine. I have plenty of draw. I have too much draw, maybe. And space? I guess I'll take 1 space here. Here's the idea. I'm gonna take 1 space here, even with History of the World. If History of the World rolls bottom floor, it's kind of awkward. So with 1 space, I can still play all 3 of my Steelworker Apex Imps, which I am going to make 3 of. And I can see Endless for Welder Helper at this point, but otherwise we're chilling. And I'm going to grab the Multi-Strike. Actually, Predator's pretty good too. just locks all the enemies down. I don't really need to lock the enemies down though. Multi-strike is good. He sits at the back and catches any backliners, I think is the best idea. And how's our temple distribution? I feel fine taking more pack shards, right? We had yesterday's run had a lot of pack shards and it was a ridiculous high roll. In an effort to keep this run interesting, and also because I just think it's good, we'll take some more pack shards here right now. And then we have 30 more, so we're gonna end up going over a bit, but with 15 AoE armor, realistically, had I known that there was going to be a history of the world, I would not have grabbed the quick on Apex Imp. However, that's water under the bridge now. Not much can be done. There's just a bit of overlap, but it's not that bad. Party boys. Oh, someone asked on a video why these guys are called party boys, I think. Rainberry mentioned this to me. I haven't actually checked because YouTube has been pretty rough lately. It's been giving me some issues with displaying comments. But I think someone asked, or Cranberry said to me, someone asked why we call these guys party boys. And it is, much like most of the joke names I have given things in this game, it is the first thing I thought when I saw them. Their hands are up in the air like they're partying. They're the party boys. That's the whole joke. And I do apologize if you thought that there may be more to it. I figured I may as well mention that while it's on my mind. I would have completely forgotten if I did not have this combat, though. I mean, I had completely forgotten, really. Yeah, most of the names are just the first thing I thought. For example, Hot Shark is another classic question mark one. You're one shot, yeah. 4140, and you do, yeah, okay, we're good. Hot Shark, another classic though. Hot Shark is because when this game released, I had just finished playing Hades, and in Hades, every time you fight the last boss of that game, he like flexes his shirt off or something like that. He like takes off his jacket, and every time he did that, I would say, "Oh no, he's hot," in reference to that one episode of SpongeBob. I think Squidward says that. One episode of SpongeBob. Same idea. I was saying it for the same reason. Oh no, he's hot. Where was my history of the world? I guess we'll never know. You know, just figured I'd mention those. Not a whole lot of interesting decisions left to make on this run, so I may spend a little time just kind of talking here. Usually people, and even here in Flame, even here, it's a no from me, dog. By the way, this Emblem of the Exiles is an Awoken only? Crazy, I did not know that. I think I learned that in the tier list video from yesterday. I did not know. I was very, very surprised. I thought this was a clanless. I don't need any of these though, so I'm gonna skip it for money. Yeah, most of this video is probably just gonna be me mindlessly talking and playing Apex Imp, which is partially, maybe this is what you like, I don't know. I'm not you, I don't know why you're watching, but I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you, wow, this run's ridiculous, wow, this run's ridiculous, but wow, this run's ridiculous, in case you were wondering my stance on it. I'll put I mean, the +10 on the Apex Imp is a drop in the bucket, where the +10 on the Welder Helper might actually matter because he's gonna be at the back. He might catch an enemy that would otherwise get away. So, welcome aboard, Welder Helper with +10. And we're at 80. Where's my next duplicate? It's not until before Sarah. Yeah. So, I think I'm just gonna sit on 80. You know, I don't like spell chain. I'm like 50-50 on if I like spell chaining Alloy of the Ancients or not. I think it's generally not that good though. This is also a run where it pays to be a little cautious of the Divinity. If I play into his sweep, my Apex Imps are going to slowly run out of health. If I give him a bunch of pack shards, that is. It is something you have to keep in mind. So maybe I want to do like intrinsic alloy. Not really, but something to keep in mind. It's a long ways away. This is another fight that could cause a bit of an issue. You just change how you position for this one and it's not a big deal. Spike's 4. I think it should be fine. It'll only really be bad if the frontliner... No, it's fine. Especially with this top 4 allocation from the game. I just split my boys up a little bit. Yeah, this will be an episode with mostly... Because once I get to this position right here, I can pretty much just end turn. No, that's a shame. I think that regardless though, I could sit here and just press end turn and win. I was thinking this might be a fear, the Clip Defender here getting an infusion, but I forgot I had a second Apex Imp to catch the tank. So, really not much to be afraid of. The only real shame is that I'm going to get a third Apex Imp instead of another alloy, because another alloy would be pretty nice. And if I want to fit Wendleton, I need to take another space for a third Apex Imp. Interesting. Anyway, I keep saying this is going to be a more banter-filled episode and then having to pause to figure out what the hell I'm doing on my turn, which is pretty silly. These turns aren't quite self-apparent. There's some nuance to what the hell's happening here. This welder helper should have gone in front of Wendleton. I keep putting them at the back for some reason. He should be in position to tank a few hits from the boss. Not that I think I'll need to. But he still should be there. Ready to take the bullet, you know? Boss is going to have quite a bit of stealth. Not really armor, per se. Let me draw first. Yeah, just in case. I don't know what I would draw there that would change that, but I figure I might as well. You're dead, right? Yeah, it doesn't even go through the first one. Okay. I feel like I had something else I was going to say. Oh, hey, Concussive Coals. It's nice if yeah, this is a good relic. If the History of the World rolls bottom 4, it's pretty cool to have Concussive Coals. It might do something nice. Highroll, I guess, but do I really want to take this card? Like, for what? And truly, that is how I feel. It is a for what. Imp in the box is cool. Why is it a for what? When is energy really that bad? It's not bad, but I don't have anything that I want to play. I don't need 4 energy for anything. So, that's why I say for what there. I like going at the Merchant of Trinkets here, although I do want to take a quick peek for Endless. And I would like to see more than one magic shop. So, as nice as it would be to go to the Trinket Shop, I think I'm going to go Magic, Steel, Magic for the rest of the run. It's important for me to give you reasonable amounts of commentary here, though, for sure. I mean, for one, it's what we're here for. But for two, even though this run is something that I have played a lot of times, I should not just assume that everyone's going to intuitively pick up and play this sort of a run. Shouldn't even be rolled for holdover here, really. There's nothing I can hold over. I don't think it's good to hold over the root seeds, even. But like, this run, it's strong, don't get me wrong, but you can still lose this run. There's definitely options to keep in mind here that could be death. Now let's go check the caverns. You probably can't lose this run now, but, you know. Okay, Monster Train. I get it. I hear you. That is great comedic timing, very funny. The only way it could have been funnier is if it was the melee weakness event. That would probably lead to killing the Divinity on turn. Probably wouldn't get an early kill because the rage takes a little while to ramp up, but still. Okay. I don't know if I've just been rolling well, but it has been History of the World top 4 consistently. There's a lot of dead cards in this deck too that I'm trying to work towards getting rid of. These Restoration Detonations have no purpose. All of the Implings could probably get killed off. I just want to break this deck down to Apex Imp. And that's it, more or less. This welder helper can stay. He can just hang out. It's fine. And I'm trying to spread my damage so that we have a good distribution. I don't think it really matters. The relic I would be looking for on this run, of course, is Railhammer. That is why I would want to go take a look over there. I won't be able to pay for Wing Steel. I'm gonna go ahead and press end turn here, because I won't be able to pay for the unit I draw. So energy is not entirely worthless when it comes to Wing Steel, I guess. But it still feels pretty worthless. I'm gonna go here. This imp just sits in the middle. Again, I'm feeling like I'm just gonna start pressing end turn. I can't really conceive of a universe where I need to play any more cards here. And I want to try and get a good feel for if I am correct on my assumption. I guess I could play the fledgling. Why not? Get him in there. It's stacked for. Wowie. 3 of those cards are just imps that are sitting there. Still. I'll play the alloys. I wonder if it is better to duplicate the alloy at this stage instead of duplicating Apex Imp again. Close, really. Not drawing as many cards, but that's because I'm not playing my cards. And just letting it all happen, because I think he's going to die in one hit. Oh no, he gets a strike. Could this Pyre be a Shard Soul as well? I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Ah, another alloy. You could also double all of your units' rage, which is just going to represent this is a silly amount of rage. However, because I hit the rage cap recently, getting a big rage number isn't that exciting, and I would rather take the practical option, which is another alloy. I was just saying it would be nice if I could take more alloys. So, here we are. We grab Fell's Remorse. It makes it possible for me to do like a double stack holdover Alloy of the Ancients or something like that. We'll go left. I'm looking for Endless here. Although, I realize now that I've clicked on the left path that I only ever play this imp one time unless I get to play top floor. Even then it's a little suspicious because he's... yeah, you know what, left wasn't right. I think I should have gone right. That's okay. Awoken's Rail Spike, Spike of the Hellhorned. This card gives like 6 armor probably, which is not very good. This is 12 rage, 6 armor on an Apex Imp. I guess it's okay. Yeah, okay, fine. I don't respect Spike of the Hellhorned. I think it should be all units or it should be like 5x armor. And then that card becomes really strong. Yeah, I like... Endless just isn't... I guess, no, I have Horn Breaks, so I can kill it. No, we don't have to think about it. No Endless. That's fine with me. Absolutely acceptable. Honestly, maybe preferable. Yeah, we'll go Predator 3. Anything interesting here like Spell Chain? Dreamstone, Magic Stone, don't care. What's this called? True Stone. Okay, this will be our real test. I don't think that we're in much danger. Spell Shield 2, I am confident makes no difference. But this combat's very scary. Ah, yes, and the bottom floor drop on space. So we're gonna put the Apex Imps top floor on their own and put Wendleton down here to do his best. Because if I play bottom floor here, I am going to get trampled by that Gilded Wing. So we're not going to. I get run over. I take so much damage there. So we don't do that. I guess I could have played Wendleton, but then I can't play Welder Helper. And Welder Helper is important here. He's not endless, mind you, but he's still important. Hornbreak doesn't kill the Winged Conduit. Preserve Thorns kills the Wilt Wings, though. And that's acceptable. Do I have... I do not have another Hornbreak lined up. That was 2 Queen Zimplings. Okay. I guess if you don't respect me game, it's fine, I guess. What can I say? Monster Train doesn't respect me today? What's new? Another day at the office, it sounds like. Yeah, I'm stacking 1 unit here this time instead of trying to spread it like I did before. Oh. This guy in the back just has to kill backline. there's not much more than 4 on it. No, there is no more than 4 on a wave. And so rushing up to I one-shot 290 is the goal. That's the play. And this Apex Imp will get there with a little help from the Wilder Helper, although he's not quick anymore. Cool. I'm not gonna get cocky in this fight. I should make sure I'm playing it all out to the best of my abilities here. I want to be lazy, but I'm not going to be lazy today. I've already been lazy today, I should say, with my card playing. Make sure we're picking off the units that matter and things like that. Got a decent supporting suite of cards from Awoken. The Root Seeds don't seem like much. They seem like a drop in the bucket compared to Apex Imp gaining 10 rage per turn and 10 armor per turn. But, you know. What else? What can you do? Make another Apex Imp, that's what. I don't need Ensnare, Awake, Focus, Growth. I'm okay. Inferno? I don't need it. Inflame? Don't make me laugh. Inferno you could take there, but I don't think I need it. And we're gonna end up at like 120 here. Yeah, 120 here. Is our final act shard count. I don't hate extra max health here for Wendleton. Let's let him live a little longer. Got like 1 and 1 here. Oh, I should cut those restoration detonations actually. I have plenty of money. Scorch Steel this is one of the few situations I can think of where I would click on Scorch Steel. I could take Thorn Casing as well, but I would rather reroll and then remove 2 cards and have enough to buy 1 more. Railhammer, okay. Railhammer makes the run over. That's the big thing there. You roll there because if you see Railhammer, the run ends. The run's over. It's done. We won. There is really no stopping us now. I want to check if there's holdover. It's here. Oh, but the card has Consume, right? Yeah, double stack holdover is what I said earlier. You need to remove Consume. Of course, that does check out. Auto Queen Zimpling. Alright. What did I say at the start of this run? I think I said I've been high rolling a bit lately. I don't think this run's that much of a high roll, to be honest with you. This seems like a pretty average roll, really. Not that good. I think that calling this a high roll might be disingenuous, even. I'm gonna play my Apex in. Our Root Seeds here is fine. Let me buff this guy. The unit's ridiculous. The game has really been shoving him down my throat lately. I don't care, by the way, that I am going to take max curses playing top 4 because I don't need to play other cards. I can play out all of these curses without much of an issue. Yeah, like this turn doesn't bother me. That's the big point here. I will put Steelworker Apex in. This is a choice that I am laboring that does not matter. You cannot draw me. I have to draw multiple Vengeful Shards and double curses or triple curses to lose. Yeah, I have enough strikes to get them off. That's a full stack wave and it all dies. If I did not have 3 Apex Imps there, I would not have killed that wave, as you can probably guess. That was the nightmare situation where Seraph just stacked a wave up super hard, and even that was not enough because we have enough hits. How about it? Yeah, these guys at the back are at 100 rage on their own. Just an absurd high roll. Like, it really is. I keep saying it was a high roll. This is a big high roll. Hitting the events we hit, hitting multi-strike quick in that steel shop. What more can you say? I remember when I said I wasn't going to talk about this run and just make the run be, man, this is a high roll, man, this is a high roll, but like, do I have time to say anything else? What else do I have on my mind, I guess, is the real question. Not much. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot rattling around up there right now. I'm chilling. Got a meeting tomorrow. I feel like in my previous years of college, this will be my line that I can go down. In my previous years of college, I had very few group projects, and now that I'm basically all remote, I mean, I am all remote right now, I have had so many group projects in the last year and a half of college. Has it really been so long? I guess so. I am getting bombarded with group projects, man. I don't know why. Like, wouldn't it have been easier for me to do group projects when I was in person and could just talk to people? I don't know. Strange times we live in, anyway. Level 4? Yeah, alright. Then he comes in with 18 armor. How about it? You won? No, so I could wait and just not play this welder helper right now, but I wanna beef up Apex Imp in the front as much as I can, because he could be at risk of death. I don't think he's at risk of death now. I think that 100 armor should be plenty, but it could have been scary. And then I don't know. I want the 11 damage at the very back. No, I want one of them at the very back. One of my Apex Imps at the very back, so that I can potentially get some free damage on the Divinity. I think from this position, I can end turn to victory. I think that I could just end turn, and if I do this, I'll click my armor cards, but for the most part, I'm just going to press end turn here and let the run in. Railhammer took this run from there's a little bit of thinking to be done to it's over, I have the high ground. It's over. Okay. And if I end the run quicker, then you don't have to hear me ramble about nonsense anymore. Ah, stealth, the one thing that can hurt me. The only thing that could potentially get by me here. Stealth enemies. Although having these stealth enemies spawn, we do get just a ton of free damage. Yeah, like 1100 free damage there, which is pretty good in its own right. Foolish. Foolish. I would like to not take the 15 though, or the 25. I dodge it. Cool. I don't know, hopefully, I've been skipping a lot of Apex Imp lately, so hopefully this is a good look into why I've been skipping Apex Imp so much. This is the upper bound, but the run was basically not in question from when they showed it to me. I guess there was some question, because if no multi-strike, it can be a little messy for Apex Imp to have enough hits to kill everything, but I would say there was like 80% win chance, and then we hit the multi-strike and it went up to 100%. Didn't really get to do a whole lot with Wendleton there, though. I took him for this run. I was like, yeah, let's let this guy do all the work, and then... well, here we are. But don't get me wrong, it was a fun run. Who doesn't like a little bit of big number? But... it's no Crucible Collector gets his day run, let me put it like that. AnalysisSignalBorough. Thanks for bearing with me through this one. You had to listen to not the most monster train focused run, but Apex Imp will do that to you. Join me in 2 days for when we play Morsel Maid, and join me tomorrow for Yogorgon. Maybe. You never know. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.